Most of us spend time watching videos, reading books, and listening to teachings that we do not end up using. And that is very wrong, because what is the essence of gathering so much knowledge if you're not going to put it into good use? The beginning of something is when you are getting knowledge. And knowledge, they say, is power, but when you start putting that knowledge into practice, you become the powerful person. And so guys, that's why in today's episode I'm going to be talking about how you should stop watching and start practicing. And I have 3 tips here for you, rather 3 questions that you should ask yourself, a kind of thing that will help you, like boost you to be able to start practicing all of those knowledge that you have. It's time for you to put them into good use. Before we go into the 3 questions, I'd just like to elaborate more on the reason why you're watching all these videos and doing all of those activities. Now, I've written down here that the goal is to have the knowledge, and the goal is to have enough information to implement it. Like I said earlier, what is the use of having so much knowledge if you're not going to put it into good use? So secondly, I've also written down here that you know why you downloaded those videos, you know why you're watching everything that you're watching. What is the essence if you store those information in your head and you're not going to use it? It wouldn't even last, because they say practice, they say, is makes perfect. So if you know you want to be perfect at what you're doing or whatsoever, it's very important that you start putting that knowledge into good use. And trust me, you'll become more and more of what you're intending to be. So with that being said, let's get right into question number 1, for you to ask yourself something that will help you and like boost you to start practicing. The first question you should ask yourself is, what is my motive? What motivates me? Okay, we have planned that I want to learn how to cook spaghetti. How do they put it? I want to learn how to cook jollof spaghetti. And so since I want to learn how to put, I've been watching videos, but then I've just left it there. What I have to now come back and ask myself, hey, girl, like, you are the one that downloaded those videos. You are the one that had or picked interest in this spaghetti that you want to make. So what was that thing that motivated me to say I want to make spaghetti, or I want to start a skill? And I have those videos, I've listened, I've gone for the classes. But apart from the money issue, now I'm not going to elaborate about the finances when it comes, because some people will say, okay, I'm not practicing these things because I do not have enough finances. I don't have the finances to support myself. But I'm not going to elaborate on that. I'm just trying to, talk about this other aspect, whereby you have to ask yourself, okay, what is my motivation? So that if I should remind myself of the motivation, at least I'll be able to kickstart. And so I want to make spaghetti. My motivation is because, what would motivate me? I want to like impress my dad. I want to impress, I'm not saying you should learn how to cook so you impress somebody, but it's like a motivation. Or I see my dad and this man, he does this for me, he does that for me. No, my mom, she stresses herself too much. She cooks a lot, she's someone, she knows how to prepare food very well. So she motivates me. She's a role model. She's someone I look up to, or it's because of her I'm saying, I need to know how to cook this. So it's whenever I see her and she's just, doing something, I'm like, no, I need to get to it quickly. Do you understand? Now, I guess this example right now, it's not really it's not really giving the weight and enough explanation to what your motivation should be. So the second motivation you can have is money. I should have started with this first. But I'm not saying that money as in capital or whatever, but your motivation should be, when I'm saying money should be your motivation, I'm not saying money should be your motivation, but when I'm saying that money can be your motivation, is in the aspect whereby you're telling yourself, I'm doing this for money, so please let me watch those videos. I mean, after all, it's the money I want to get. After all, like, you just start thinking about the money. It's like when you're working and then you are tired, and so you just tell yourself, someone's like, girl, me, I'm tired, I'm going to stop working, this and that, and you're like, I know how much I'm earning. Probably you are earning so much, and you tell yourself, I know how much I'm earning, so I know how much I will get at the end, so please let me continue. So money can be your motivation as well. And you could also have support systems, your friends, your family members. You could call somebody and the person's going to tell you, okay girl, you know that you said you wanted to do this skill, have like an accountability partner or an accountability personnel, or different people could actually account for you on your behalf and tell you that, girl, you said you were going to do this, have you started doing it? So there's that kind of thing. It kind of motivates you to want to kickstart that thing, or the thing that you have been getting knowledge about. The second question that you could ask yourself that will boost you to start putting into practice the knowledge that you have is, what is my objective? I've written down here that the objective is what you get during the course of your work. So while you're putting everything into, when you're putting the efforts to start practicing what the knowledge that you've acquired, you have to think to yourself, okay, during the course of doing this thing that I'm doing, what do I stand to achieve? Not at the end, but during the course. So that is the key word for objective, during the course. So during the course of, probably you're trying to, let's have a case study here, probably you're trying to open a food YouTube channel, and your motivation is recognition. Your motivation, you're like, I'm seeing so many influencers, I'm seeing so many people, these are the people that motivates me. Okay, those are your role models, so you're looking up to them. When you come across their videos, you're like, no, I have to start doing something. And so that's your motive. And your objective would be, okay, while I'm actually doing, when I actually cook, I'm doing all those things for my YouTube cooking channel. During the course of doing those things, I could actually learn how to cook for myself when I invite people over, instead of me to order food. This can actually help me to save money, whereby I get little cash, go into the market, get food stuff, and I don't have to spend money on ordering food and ordering of those things that I can cook in the comfort of my home. So that, for example, is an objective to you. Your other objective could be, you're saying that, okay, while I'm doing all those things, I'm just not going to, during the course of this thing, obviously my mom is not going to stress herself again to cook for us. I'm not saying the whole work will be on you, but there's a way you'll be able to balance it. Maybe your sisters will not be cooking for everyone again, since they have the chef in the house, and you get a lot of recognition. So you have to just put your mind to those things, that it's like a commission you are getting. It's like you're an intermediary that's sending a message from someone to another person. So there's a commission you get before the message arrives, before you reach the end goal. So the key word, remember, in this objective is for you to identify. After you have identified your motivation, is for you to identify what will you get during the course of your practicing or your putting effort with the knowledge that you have acquired. So now the last question that you should ask yourself is, what is my goal? Initially, this will be the first thing that will be on your mind, because you tell yourself, oh, I want to be rich. That's my goal. My goal is to be rich. My goal is to help people. My goal is to be able to afford anything that I want. My goal is to do this, is to do that. And yes, guys, I have written down here that the essence of putting this question last, or asking yourself this question last, is so that you will not be attached or attach yourself to your goal. I don't know if we're familiar with people saying that you should detach yourself from your dream or detach yourself from your goal. Of course, we'd hear dream big and send God the bill. God will afford it. God can afford it, definitely. It's a very true statement. But at the same time, while dreaming big, don't attach yourself and say, okay, this is where I'm heading. Because if you, the moment, for example, when you're doing a research, your research could be the thing that you have in your mind that, okay, this is what I want to get for the research, may not be the end result of that research. So if you have your mind attached to it, it's likely to give you more of it's likely to put pressure on you, something like that. So it's very important that you detach yourself from your dream. And another thing apart from it putting pressure on you is that most of the times, if you just have your head that, okay, I'm going here, you will tend not to you would figure out that you are not attending to other things that are also important. You deem that thing as a priority, and you will not allow the access of other important things to come into your life, because apparently this is the goal. Of course, this your dream. If you keep on dreaming it, you're putting the efforts, you're doing other things, and you're not putting your mind, okay, let me detach myself, let me not let it be a control or have the head over what is happening or in my life. You see that you would allow access of other interesting things. You open yourself to new opportunities. So that is why you have to ask yourself, okay, what is my goal at the end? What is my goal? My goal is to help people. My goal is to have a brand and stand that I am an independent kitchen or chef brand, something like that. So these are the 3 questions, and let's just quickly go over it, which is, the first one is, what is your motive? What motivates you? Your motivation could be your role model, your motivation could be money, your motivation could be money, you guys. And then the second question you should ask yourself is, what is my objective? What can I achieve during the course of my practice? The third one would be, what is my goal? What am I going to get at the end of the day? I'm very excited that you were able to stay to the end of this video. If this video impacted you, I'd like for you to give it a like, that's a thumbs up, and share this video to someone that needs to start putting in the work. Like, that person has so many videos on their YouTube already, that person has so many equipments settled down, and the person is not starting. That person has, in fact, everything already is made available. God has just put everything available. It's now time for you to put in the work. So please send the video to the person. And then lastly, please subscribe so that you can join the family and we continue to grow in grace together. With that being said, lovely people, take care, have a blessed day ahead, or stay blessed, guys. Bye bye.